Our next guest has been famous for his entire life. In his new controversial book, Coreyography, he writes about the highs and lows and growing pains of growing up in the limelight. Please welcome to our show, Corey Feldman. You've always had a flair for the different.
Yeah.
So
I saw that shoe cam.
Yeah, put your feet down and then shoe cam. Okay. How would you describe your sense of style?
Different?
Yes.
I do what I want to do.
Yes.
I be what I want to be, do what I want to do. Addams Family.
All that.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that you were a recent victim of that swatting phenomenon.
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
For those of you who don't know what swatting is, that's when people make a phone call and they say something extreme is going on at your house.
Oh, it was extreme.
Like they said you killed somebody. You shot a woman.
No, they didn't say I killed somebody. They said I shot some girl in the leg.
And then what they do is they send the helicopters and the SWAT team and the whole bit. And you got to get the hell out of your house and prove it. It's like it's a big inconvenience on the justice system and the people involved.
Well, not only that, but think about how much money the taxpayers are spending to have things like this happen. They had 2 helicopters circling, 15 cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everybody cutting off our entire street for hours.
I see 2 girls in lingerie. Did they interrupt your fun? The swatting?
No. Now, you didn't see no 2 girls in lingerie. You read the headlines where it said 2 girls in lingerie. You saw 2 girls in Corey's Angels robes. Okay? But one of them was my main girlfriend, Courtney, and the other one was a friend who was there visiting a friend.
Oh, okay.
So, a little more innocent than you guys might, portray it to be.
Yeah, sleepover. Let's talk about your book. I'm very, very excited about this book,
you.
and I can't wait to really dig into it.
Dig in it.
You talk about Hollywood's biggest secret being sexual abuse. And you want your kid to be an actor.
True. Yeah.
How common is sexual abuse in Hollywood?
Well, I mean, sexual abuse or pedophilia.
Pedophilia
is two different.
Yes, pedophilia.
Because women get taken advantage of all the time, right? Children, it happens, but I'm sure not as much as like women casting couch, all that stuff. There's 2 different levels.
But you talk about your own victimization in Hollywood.
I'll put it this way. There is, as I was going through the process, as I was writing the book and deciding which stories could make it and which couldn't, because you understand, a whole life is really hard to fit into 300 pages, right? So I couldn't write a novel. They wouldn't let me. So that means I'll have to write a sequel at some point. But that said, I just skimmed the top, right? I just got the most vital stuff.
And I heard you name names.
Originally, I did,
And then your book publisher took the names out. It's because of the statute of limitations or something.
Well, it's legality. See, everybody wants to put the blame on me. Why aren't you putting the names out there? Why are you protecting them? I'm not protecting nobody. You guys need to know what's up.
How old were you?
Okay.
How old were you when you were first sexually violated by a man?
12 years old.
12. And what about your friend, the dearly departed Corey Haim, who since passed away a few years ago?
I'm sorry, I was 13. That's wrong. I was 13. I was 13, almost 14. Corey was 11.
11.
Yeah.
Did you and Corey ever have sexual relations because you thought that was how it was supposed to be?
We didn't, but that was the whole thing, was that he was coming at me like that. And it was like, just this young, innocent, it was innocent. It was this young, innocent energy. A lot of kids experiment when they're young.
Yes.
With each other.
Yeah.
And it's not considered wrong, it's just part of the learning process. And then you go oh yeah, that's not right. But this was not because of that. This was he was literally told, this is what we do.
That's how sex is.
This is how it works. And
now,
no, I had to say, no, that's wrong.
You talk about these bigwigs in Hollywood. Were you victimized by 1 or 2, or were you passed around?
I was trying to get to that.
Okay.
So as I was saying, when I was writing the book, as I was going through the process, I literally saw this photograph that was from when I was 14 years old.
Okay.
And Corey was 14 years old. It was my birthday party. I was at my dad's office. That's where we threw it. Those who were there will remember. And in this photograph, it's me and Corey watching a friend of mine who is not a pedophile, but he's an older man. But There were 4 or 5 of them circled around us like vultures, all in one photograph, and every single one of them is either a convicted or theoretical pedophile. Okay? 4 or 5 of them.
Would they dope you up, get you high or drunk, and then have their way with you?
That's the name of the game.
Oh
That's
my
the name of
God.
the game. Hey, you know what? Oh, let's try this, let's try that. Let me explain. The guy who molested me, there were a couple, but not the guy who ran the Hollywood nightclub for children, which is a whole nother story. His dad was the head of casting, okay? But this guy, and it wasn't really his dad, P.S., but that's not the guy.
Okay.
The other guy who did the main molesting to me, he turned me on to cocaine for the first time, heroin for the first time, crack for the first time, all of that, okay? So, yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Well, you mentioned that you were in your father's office, but you were one of the first people that I had ever heard of who got emancipated. At 15?
Yeah. Same guy. That guy got me my lawyer.
The guy who was, one of the guys who was
The guy who was my assistant, worked for my dad.
Okay.
He was...
Did your father know anything about this?
He said he didn't. He said he
didn't. Do you think your father knew?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't really have a tremendous amount of respect for my father because we don't see eye to eye, and I think that he took advantage and manipulated me, but he definitely, I don't think, knew about that kind of
What about
activity.
your mom? Because there's got to be something rotten in Denmark for a 15-year-old to want to be emancipated.
My mom wasn't around. She was, I left my mom so I could go be with my dad because my mom was very abusive because she was mentally unstable.
Okay.
My dad was more stable, but more manipulative and cunning and wanting to use my money. So it was kind of like you had the snake on one side and you had the wild card on the other, the Joker's wild, you know what I mean? So it was kind of, there was no safe place to go. But at least with my father, I felt, well, I'm not gonna get, really beat up, So that's why I was there. And then while I was there, he assigned this person to me to be my keeper since he couldn't do it. He had a company called, which was a management development company where they would basically do seminars. They would take people like yourself, say, hey, yeah, give us $1,500. We'll take pictures. We'll submit you to agents and maybe get your kids into the industry, right? That was their company. And it was all based on my name. There were posters of my movies all over the office. So I was like, oh, yeah, we'll take care of you, but I can't do it because I'm busy running my company.
Right.
That's the truth.
Look, he's not going anywhere. We have more conversation with Corey. I want to know more about what's in this book and about his friendship with Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
Keep it here. I mean, we talked through the whole commercial because I was a fan of the two Coreys when you had your reality show with Haim and everything. All right, tell us about your relationship with Michael Jackson.
I love him. I mean, we had a falling out. We didn't get to see each other before the end. He was paranoid. It didn't go well, but I know where his heart was for me, and he knew where my heart was for him.
He never touched you?
No, God, no.
Yeah.
Other than to pat me on the back, say, good job, you're the next Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
That's a little encouraging for a 13-year-old. That's what he said. No, he really said those words.
Can you tell us about why you guys fell out?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's in the book, but bottom line is, he had a lot of people saying a lot of really awful things about him all the time. Everybody he knew was turning against him. So after a bunch of that, as I can attest to, you get a little gun shy, a little paranoid, you know what I mean? So I understand he had people telling him things in his head.
He thought you were going to sell stories or whatever.
None of it's true. Read the book, you'll get the whole story. But anyway.
Are you blacklisted from Hollywood?
Hell no. I got a movie coming out in January. It's called The M-Word. Hell yeah. We're killing it right now.
And on the two Coreys, you were married. Are you still married?
No.
Yeah. Do you
Ladies?
have children? Do you have children?
Yes, I have a 9-year-old son named Zen. He's beautiful. He's the light of my life.
Do you want Zen to be part of the Hollywood system?
Yeah.
Oh, that is cute. Do you want him to be?
No, you notice his face is covered and a little distorted. You can't see it. No.
Yeah.
No. He's never been on front, never been in the red carpet, none of that. I keep him far, far away from it until he's 18. If he's 18 and says, I want to be in the movie business, I'll support you.
Thank you so much for being here. He's doing a book signing of his new book, Coreyography. It's tonight
in the city,
at the Strand Bookstore at 7 o'clock, did you say?
7 o'clock,
7 o'clock.
Thank
All right,
you.
it's very nice to meet you.
Thank you. God bless you.